Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's a podcast. I'm Vic D. Turn me on up. Go! Oh, thank you. You're far too kind. It is time for another edition of I Love You, Say It Back. It's a podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Vic D. I am glad you are joining me on this beautiful Thursday. I always think about this. I wonder if people, part of the reason why we did the podcast on a Thursday is I wonder if people will start to feel good. You know how you kind of correlate good emotions or good feelings with certain things? I'm like, if we drop it on Thursday, then hopefully people enjoy the podcast. They're like, okay, not only do I enjoy it, but it also means that the week is almost over. So if you're listening to this at work or on your way to work or at the gym in the morning, we do put this out very, very early. So if you work out before you go to work, one, you're a freak, you're a psycho. But two, I hope you're enjoying it and you only have a couple days until the weekend is upon us. So again, glad you're with me. We have lots and lots and lots to get to. Not all great stuff. I'll be the first to admit we got some golf tournament stuff that we have to get to. Not a lot of fun. Actually, incredible amounts of fun. But I'm talking about the result. It wasn't what we had anticipated, so we'll get into all of that. I was reminded of something. You know, it's starting to get really hot pretty much everywhere, but well, Bakersfield is a unique kind of hot. It is really hot around here. And it reminded me to remind you of something to the guys. Not necessarily the girls, although girls, it would be greatly appreciated, but more for guys. Also, do people realize that I was at Sam's Club the other day and I realized that people will wait in line to go to the pump that the side, to go to the side. How do I even word this? If your pump is on your left side, you'll wait in the left-hand pump side in order so that you don't have to reach across with the pump. And I'm realizing that people are willing to wait a lot longer than they have to because the ones that are on the right-hand side are empty a lot of the times, but people are just willing to wait. And I have some. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on something. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on it, and we'll talk about that. Got your fun facts here in case you didn't know. One of the most incredible things happened last week. As soon as we left the studio, I didn't put out the podcast. It was probably delayed about 45 minutes because of this. And if you watch my Instagram story, one of the most amazing stories that I can remember, and we recorded and grabbed it all. So I'll give you a little recap on why that was so incredible. If you are familiar with the name, and listen, ladies, if I pronounce this wrong, Huda, the Love Island chick, that name has been everywhere. And I had to call one of my friends who I know is just a pop culture TV drama freak. And he gave me a little rundown. And I was like, his name's Josh King. Well, our first guest on the podcast. And I was like, talk to me. What is Huda? What is her deal? Why is she a little bish? Why do people hate her? And he just gave me a little cliff notes of what to say. And I understand nothing of it, but we'll talk about that. Wednesday Wisdom conversation is actually pretty interesting. So we'll get into that. And some good news to look forward to. As always, want to remind you, folks, before we get into it, please, if you have not liked or subscribed on Spotify or Apple or iHeart or wherever you listen to the podcast, if you've not subscribed, please stop what you're doing and do so now. It goes a long way for the podcast, helps us reach new audiences. Do the same on YouTube, please. If you guys are on there and you enjoy watching on YouTube, YouTube is funny. Some videos will get like 300, 400, 500 views. Then this last one got like 6. So it's hit and miss. I couldn't explain to you. I don't know. But you're sticking with it, right? The averages are more than subscribers that we have. So just going to keep on grinding there. So help us by subscribing. If you're not following us on our socials, please do that. Our Wednesday Wisdom conversation is always up on there. So yeah, at ILY Say It Back Pod. I am at Vic D Radio. Folks, I want to start here. You know, over the weekend, we had our little golf tournament, and it was, I talked about it last week. I look forward to this one. This is one of the ones I love. This is what, and I'm not going to get into the actual golf tournament right now. This has nothing to do with the actual golf tournament. We were in Morro Bay, Avila Beach. We were in the coast. We played Avila Beach golf course. We played Morro Bay, and we played Dairy Creek. So, and all the courses were pretty much on the coast. So when you're at the coast, what's something that you see a lot? You see a lot of flip flops. You see a lot of sandals. And I'm just here to remind you, because I now saw him, and I'm gonna say it. One of my friends who I golf with wears the thong sandals. And it just pisses me off. And it reminds me to remind you, this is your yearly reminder that guys, dudes, fellas should not be wearing thong sandals. Thong sandals, folks, are absolutely disgusting on guys. Look, frankly, I don't really like them that much on girls. Not a feet guy. But on guys, are you kidding me? There is nothing even remotely redeeming, aesthetically pleasing about guys wearing thong sandals. Do you ever put on a pair of thong sandals and be like, yeah, I'm ready to go? Yeah, this looks fantastic. Well, let me put these on with some jeans. Oh, shut the fuck up. This isn't even a shut the fuck up of the week, but guys who think they can put on thong sandals, like, shut the fuck up. You're gross. You're disgusting. What do you like? That little G-string right between your big toe and your whatever toes next to it? You like how it rubs on the hair on your feet? Oh, bro, disgust. What are we doing? What are guys thinking when they put on thong sandals? That little flip-flop, that little ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. That doesn't sound good. The uncomfortable thing right between your toe. There's nothing redeeming. There's nothing appealing. They don't look good. You can't run on them. They're not comfortable. They're not nothing. Guys should absolutely not be wearing thong sandals. There's nothing appealing. There is nothing comfortable. And if you're wondering, like, well, Vic, it's hot. We want to wear. Okay, fantastic. You know what exists? Slides. I'll let slides slide. Slides are way better than thong sandals. I'm so bothered by the little G-string that goes right there. This is what's going to hold us here. Shut the fuck up. How about Birkenstocks? You ever heard of those? Birkenstocks are way better. And you know what else you could do with Birkenstocks, fellas? You could wear socks with them. Guys should not be wearing thong sandals. I don't know. I feel like, why do I even have to say this? Because every conversation that I have with anybody, I don't care if you're like, well, I'm just a dad. I don't care. You're still a guy. You should not be wearing them. Or how about you got your Birkenstocks? You got how about some Crocs? Everything about Crocs is redeemable. We all thought they were ugly, but they became like pugs, right? Remember dogs, pugs, Frenchies, whatever the hell? Those things are so ugly that they became cute. Crocs are the same way. And you know what else Crocs provide? They provide comfort. They give you the sport mode. So not only are we talking about something that is aesthetically, it's not as bothersome as a thong sandal for a guy, but it's also very comfortable. I remember the first time I put on a Croc, I was late to the party. I was late to the Croc party. Oh, hey, hand up. I was late to the Croc party. I refused. I was like, no, it's going to be in and out, gone. Nope. I was late to the Croc party. But once I tried it on, I was like, this has got to be one of the most comfortable things I've ever worn. And now I own several pairs. Let me get into the Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks are absolutely, I remember my sister gifted me some for my birthday or for Christmas. I forgot. And I remember watching them or looking at them, and I was like, they're the clogs. I was like, I don't have any reason to ever wear any other shoe again. I have no reason to ever take these off unless I'm taking a shower or going to bed. If I need to go to the store, I'm putting on some socks, and I'm putting on my Birkenstocks, putting on the clogs, going to Target. I'm going to go have a nice fancy dinner, a chill dinner, throw those puppies right on. I want to wear them with some jeans. I want to wear them with some pants. I want to wear them with some shorts. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. My point in this whole thing is that there are different options that guys, what are we doing in 2025 with guys wearing thong sandals? Remember when men used to go to war? That's been a joke that's been going around a lot. Oh, yeah, man, now social media. Oh, right. Remember when men used to go to war? Yeah, now we're out here wearing thong sandals. If you're out here and if you're listening to this or if you're watching this and you're a guy and it's 2025, fella, stop wearing thong sandals. It looks hideous. That little G-string between your toes is disgusting. The hair on your feet is amplified. You wear it with your jeans, that's... I was going to say something, but it would have been too political. Get the hell out of here. Those are the people we need to be getting rid of. You want to talk politics and you want to talk about deporting this and that and this and that? How about we get rid of all the dudes who are wearing thong sandals in 2025? It's getting hot. I'm seeing it everywhere and I'm disgusted by it. How far back are you that you're still doing that in 2025? I was appalled. I was disgusted. There's options. Slides, Crocs, whatever. There's put on some damn sneakers, please. So bothered. Every year we have to have this conversation. I can't wait for the day where I'm like, you know what? We don't need to have this conversation anymore. It's like smoking on airplanes. I reference this all the time. There was a time where we thought smoking on airplanes was luxurious. It was like, oh my gosh, looking like Hollywood. It's glamorous. It's, yeah, no, there you are, you know, here we are 30 years later. I can't even breathe and I got ready to shit. It's like, yeah, well, I wish there was some kind of consequences for that. Similar to it. Not necessarily die, not necessarily get the C word, nothing like that, but something that showed us like, damn, that guy's foot is like halfway torn off or something. His toe's like halfway torn off. And you're like, yeah, that's because he wore thong sandals when he was growing up. You know, the way they tell you not to jump in the pool after you eat? Like the consequences is going to be this and that. It's like, I wish there was something that we, like, studies showed, hey, if you wear thong sandals in 30 years, your toes are going to fall off. I wish there was something like that. You see, honey? You see, son? You wear thong sandals like that when you grow up, that's what's going to happen to you. But the worst part is it's, enough is said by the way that they look. It looks hideous, looks disgusting, it's uncomfortable. You hear the little flip-flop, just, oh my gosh. So bothered, so bothered. So glad you guys are with me tonight. And I'm having, you know, this is, it's a fun show to do when you have more than enough to talk about. And we already had a full prep show, but if you weren't following along on my Instagram last week, as soon as I finished the podcast, there was a little bit of a delay. I'd say a 45-minute delay, which I'm actually surprised that it was only a 45-minute delay on the podcast. But let me explain what happened. We record the studio at the studio. I leave the studio. Outside of the studio, it takes me a while to pack up all my stuff. I grab my bag, I grab my laptop, I grab my equipment, I grab whatever I need to take home to finish up editing or whatever I need to do. Well, as I'm coming in and out, I hear a meow. And I was like, that's not anything strange because cats are everywhere, you know, blah, blah, blah. Cats are cats. But then I hear it really close to my truck or to one of my tires. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, this thing is going to come out of the car or out from the bottom and bite me or whatever. And no, it never did. But I heard very, very loud meows. It was like, meow. You saw the videos. If you saw the videos on my Instagram, I might even make a reel and put that together. It was a special story. Let me explain to you what happened if you did not see. So what ended up happening is there was a cat that was stuck between my spare tire and the body of my truck. So I was like, okay, no problem. Let me lower my spare tire so I can get this cat out. Well, it turns out that the cat was never stuck. The cat just moved from one location to another. In the bottom of my truck. And I was just trying to get it out. I thought it was stuck. I was like, oh, I'm going to let it loose. It's going to move. It's going to run off and end the story. Boy, was I mistaken. Listen to what happened to the rest of the story. So I'm looking, this thing is stuck to my car. Like this thing is not leaving. It clearly can move. It can go anywhere it wants, but it's choosing to stay at the bottom of my truck. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I finally, I grab a stick and I like poke it out of it, of the area that it is. And I was like, you need to leave because I don't want to, if you live around here, I was like, I'm getting ready to go back home. I was like, I'm going to take you out of your natural habitat here. And so I made sure that it got out. So it gets out, folks. It's the cutest, tiniest little little kitten, the cutest little thing. I mean, the sweetest little guy that you could ever imagine. Maybe it was the sweetest little girl. I don't know. I didn't check. Okay. Forgive me. So then this thing is like attached to me. It's like, yeah, like almost, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, this thing is thanking me for saving its life or for getting it out. Maybe it was scared to leave and it didn't know. And so I'm cleaning up all the stuff because I had to get my little kit to drop the tire. I started recording, so I was putting on my tripod, all that stuff, and it's not leaving. I had to drag my feet so I wouldn't step on it. That's how attached this thing was. So then I was like, okay, you're attached to me. You're not leaving my side. I don't know what to do. So I end up like moving out. Like I threw like a little piece of, I had some like sunflower seeds. I don't know. It didn't even need it. It just thought it was food. So it like walks. So I get in my truck. I was like, okay, good. Mission accomplished. I can move. I can go home. I can finish what I got to do. This thing runs off. And as soon as I as soon as I close my door, it's like running back. And mind you, it's cute if a dog or whatever a little puppy chases after you. But when it's a little kitten, like meowing at you, it just did something to me. And I was like, I can't take you. I was like, you live here. I was like, I can't, you got under my truck while I was in here recording. And I was like, I'm not going to take you out of your natural habitat or wherever you're used to living. But of course, it stays and it's just like begging me to take it home. So I did. I eventually gave in. I was like, look, you're not leaving. I was like, I opened the truck. I was like, if it jumps in the truck, I was like, we're going and we'll figure it out. Well, mind you, folks, I'm allergic to cats and dogs. So I had to drive home with the window rolled down. And that becomes a relevant part of the story coming up here in a minute. So I ended up taking it home and I make the choice because I was like, well, you know what, whatever. I'll give it some food. I'll give it some water. And then I'll take it to the shelter tomorrow and maybe see if anybody wants it. Folks, what happened next was one of the most incredible, amazing things that I've ever experienced as a human. Mind you, I remember I told you I had to roll down the window because I'm allergic to cats. So I'm rolling down the window. This thing's meowing the whole way. It's like meow, 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 meow. It didn't stop the whole way. I run really late at night. As some of you guys will know, that's when I get inspired to go run. I never see cats outside. I never really see them. They're home. They're somewhere else. I don't know. But this particular night, there are two cats that are standing on the corner on the street light as I turn into my street. Again, window rolled down, cat meowing. All of a sudden, these two cats that look like concerned parents are like, they hear the meows and they're like, oh my God. They instantly like hustle over to my truck. They're like, wait, who's meowing? Why is that? What happened? Where? Folks, it turned out to me, in my head, it turned out to be that those two were the parents of the cat that was in my truck. So let me rewind. This whole time I'm thinking that this cat got in my truck while I was here at the studio and it lived here at the studio. Meanwhile, this thing got in my truck while I was at home and I brought it to the studio. That's what was so incredible about this whole thing. And the whole time I'm debating, I'm like, I can't take you with me because you live here. Something inside of me told me, take it home. You'll figure it out later. Well, I take it home and my home is actually its home. His parents were waiting up sick for him, and it was the most amazing thing. Folks, I get so worked up. I was like, I can't believe that I was this close to leaving that cat in the middle of nowhere. And it just got me thinking about everything. I was like, the whole time it was meowing because it didn't recognize this place. The whole time it was meowing because I didn't want to leave my truck because it knew that the truck was kind of its ride back. Obviously, I didn't know this, or else I would have been like, you're going back home. We're going to get you back to your mom and dad. But I get back to the house and then they are waiting for him like two worried, sick parents at 3 a.m. I take it out of the car immediately and it goes right over to its parents. It was the sweetest. I'm telling you, Disney could not have written a better script or a better ending to this whole thing. It goes over to its parents and then I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like so excited. I was like, I can't believe. Think about how close I was. I mean, obviously you guys don't know. I had turned on my truck and I had left the cat. He ran back saying like, yo, this isn't my home. We got to go back. And I decided last minute to fucking take it with me. And it was the greatest choice I'd made in my life. And what a freaking roller coaster of emotions. I was like, I can't believe I was that close to leaving it. I can't believe its parents were up waiting. I can't believe that they heard it as soon as they freaking heard us pulling in. It was just an incredible story, top to bottom. And I get good engagement on Instagram simply because I post a lot. Like, obviously, the more you post, the more people are going to interact or engage or whatever. Folks, I got an incredible amount of engagement that day, that morning that I woke up and I was like, what an absolute story to be told here. So if you're ever in a situation like that, and also it's how I learned about what do you guys call it? Cat placement theory, or there's the cat replacement. Basically the theory of like cats will find you when you need it. And I was like, I didn't know I needed it, but something about this whole story touched me in a way that it was a really beautiful thing. And I've been touched this way by a cat. If you guys remember Dom, I don't know if I ever told you how that story ended. But I don't even want to talk about that. I'll tell you another time. But it was not a happy ending. But this one was an incredibly happy ending. And what an absolute like blessing of a little story that was. And I'll tell you something else real quick. Between you and me, podcast nights are really like anxiety, like super high, anxious, nervous. You know, you want everything to be, as good as possible. And that one took my mind off of the podcast. My anxiety, whether it was there or not, certainly wasn't to the level that it normally is. And what a blessing that was. What a blessing that was. So that's the cat story. I needed to catch everybody up because I know people grasp the story in general, but I don't think people understood how close I was to leaving it there. Car turned on. This thing runs back to me and says, yo, this isn't my home. We need to go back. And what a beautiful, beautiful way to end a Thursday. Let's get into your fun facts here in case you didn't know. All right. In case you didn't know, you ever seen or noticed the expiration on a water bottle? Listen to this. The expiration date on a water bottle is not actually for the water. It is actually for the bottle. In case you didn't know. This is fascinating because I feel like every little kid thinks about this. In case you didn't know, if you drilled a hole straight through Earth and you jumped inside of it, think about how long it would take you to come out of the other side. 38 minutes. If you drilled a hole through the center of the earth and you jumped in it, it would take you 38 minutes to come out of the other side. That's huge because, I mean, think about it. When you go like skydiving or something like that, that's what is it, like a minute max? I don't even know. I've never been skydiving. And finally tonight, for all my lefties out there, in case you didn't know, only 10% of the population is left-handed. Those are your fun facts. You're in case you didn't know. Let's get into our next story. I was at Sam's Club the other day. And it made me think about something that I've noticed for a very long time, but I never really was bothered until this time because I wasn't even bothered. It was just I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on something. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt in that I'm going to assume that you don't know that the gas pump at the gas pump at Costco or Sam's Club pulls out all the way to where you can reach on your side. So let's say your gas pump for your car or your truck is on your left-hand side, which I would say probably like 70 to 80% of cars have the gas pump on the left hand, on the driver's side, right? So you want to pull up to the pump on your side so you don't have to reach all the way across. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and just say that maybe you were not aware that they actually have like extenders on them so that you could pull it out. Because folks, what I'm seeing at Sam's Club is crazy. I'm seeing like 8 cars lined up on a left-hand side pump. Mind you, mine is also on the left-hand side. So yes, I would prefer to be on the left-hand side, make it nice and easy, nice and smooth, no pulling, no nothing. But when I see 8 cars in one, 2 cars in the other, just because people are too lazy to want to pull that thing, or again, let me take that back. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because people are unaware that you can actually pull the extender out to make it reach to your gas pump. To me is absolute insanity. We're talking about like a 15 to 20 minute difference versus maybe a 5-minute difference. I have a 23-gallon tank, so it takes a little bit longer to fill. So maybe to me, it's like 5 to 7 minutes versus somebody who is deciding to wait in that line the 15 to 20 minutes that it takes and then filling up their car, which takes another minimum of 5 minutes. You're talking about a 30-minute interaction or transaction versus a potentially sub 10 minutes. To me, that's absolute insanity, which is why I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. PSA, if you're at Costco, if you are at Sam's Club, there are extenders on the gas pumps that allow you to reach all the way over so you don't have to wait in line and just get on your side. Now, if you're choosing to do that and you got that kind of time, more power to you. But to the folks who don't, I think it's absolutely crazy. I'm hoping to save you guys a little bit of time. Just hopefully you guys didn't know more so than you're choosing to wait that time in line. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. I talked about it on my Instagram again, and yeah, it was people are like, yeah, it's insane that people are willing to wait like that. Oh, what else do we got here? Already got through that. Where are we at? We're at almost 30 minutes of this podcast already. We got our Wednesday Wisdom coming up here. Okay, I just want to quickly touch on this because I saw it, and in Bakersfield, as most of the country, it's very hot. It's getting ready to get really, really warm. Bakersfield Heat is the Bakersfield Heat. Didn't we have a baseball team? Anyway, we're known for our heat, right? Desert town, blah, blah, blah. It's hot. It's hot in a lot of places. But we're talking about, we are literally, I think this weekend is going to be our last nice weekend. We're going to be like at 79 degrees high for Saturday, which is absolutely unheard of in middle to late June. So I think we're getting ready to head into just the absolute blistering heat. And I saw something that said, now I don't know how old this post was or when you're going to listen to this or see this, but in this post, it said we are 100 days from the world or the air being this crispy again. And it was pumpkin patches. It was hot coffee. It was orange. It was October. It was fall vibes. And again, I posted that, and the reaction that I got was that, first of all, it was a whole lot of likes. I wish my selfies got these kind of likes, but we'll take it, whatever. But it reminded me that as we're getting ready to head into these hot months, we do have something to look forward to. The greatest time of the year is the reward that we get when we go into this hottest part of the year. And not only is it the hottest, folks, there's no sports. NBA finals are getting ready to wrap up. Stanley Cup, we don't need to get into that. The Oilers, who are affiliated with the Bakersfield Condors, they lost. They got absolutely dominated. But we're getting ready to go into sad times, but it's posts like that. It's never too early to start looking forward to the fall, to October, to Halloween, to crisp air, to football, to the beginning and the birth of a new beautiful football season. and it just warmed my heart. It made me happy. It made me really happy. So if it's already going to be hot today. I think this Thursday is going to be over 100 degrees. So we'll survive that, head into a beautiful weekend, and I think it's going to be hot after that. Getting close to the end of this episode. Let's get to our Wednesday Wisdom conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I did something pretty funny that I got to tell you about. That I did. I'm hoping to put the video together in the next week or so, but stick around for that. Don't take my promises on that. All right, here we go. This was a question that I got. Where is it? That I got on my Instagram. This is one of the older ones. Like, we just restarted doing this segment here on the podcast. And I got this one back when I was doing it back in the day. We just never got to it. But I always thought that this one was a very fascinating question and comparison between standards with men and women. Listen to this. Hey Vic, Hey Vic, can you ask your female listeners how they feel about platform shoes? Like men wearing platform shoes, in other words, right? She said, I went on a speed dating thing. She's from out of town. She said, I went on a speed dating thing back in the town before I moved over to Bakersfield. And she went on a date. Let's just say things went good, right? They went on a few more dates. We went on a few more dates after the initial speed dating date, and it was fantastic. This guy was tall. He dressed really nice. He smelled really good. And then on one of the nights, he invited her over to his place. He came over. They get comfortable. He took his shoes off. And this guy was wearing like 2 to 3 inch platform shoes. Now, she said that when they were together, they were like, he was maybe an inch or two taller. So this is really unfortunate for this guy. He had to be wearing the shoes in order to be taller than her. He took off the platform shoes, and now they're either eye level or maybe she's like an inch taller than him, which is absolutely crazy. So she goes on to ask, she's like, am I wrong for wanting to cut it off when he was wearing these 2 to 3 inch platform shoes? She's like, I feel like I was lied to. I feel like I was believing a lie that this guy's height is this dramatically different when he takes off his platform shoes. And what an interesting conversation. Let me tell you why. So she's grossed out that she even used the word ick. She said, is it wrong to get the ick that this guy wore platform shoes when we were initially dating? All of a sudden I come over, we take off our shoes, things are, hey, sitting on the couch. Won't you take off your shoes? No, I'll leave them on. But is it wrong for guys to wear platform shoes that give you height? And is there like an ick factor to it? Hey, man, we're going to post this question up on our socials, and I thought it was so interesting. Because here, again, my job when it comes to Wednesday Wisdom is to give context, is to give the male point of view, is to give the female point of view, is to give the reaction that I feel like Instagram is going to come at you with. And here's what I think is going to happen. Is it wrong for girls to get the ick when a guy wears 2 inch platform shoes, and as soon as he takes off his shoes, all of a sudden he is now either eye level or shorter than her? Do I understand the ick factor? Absolutely. I can understand that being a huge turnoff. I could be like, cause I do feel like that plays a role. Height for women is kind of a big thing. They imagine themselves, they do the little thing where they stand up on their tippy toes. Okay, this is how tall I would be if I wore heels around you. And yep, I'm still shorter than you. You're still taller than me. All great. But now the shoe's on the other foot, folks. Now this guy is shorter than her. So I understand the ick factor where it's like, yo, you had me believing that this whole time you were this height, and now it's like, I'm actually a wee little lad. Do I have a problem with guys doing it? No. I don't have a problem with guys wearing platform shoes or doing anything to kind of enhance their self-confidence. Would I do it? No. But here's the thing with the whole situation, right? What I know people are going to say is, well, what's the difference in girls wearing makeup? What's the difference in girls wearing their own heels? Aren't they lying about their height? Aren't they lying about how they look? I'm going to take a girl out for a date. Is she wearing makeup? I would say 90% of the time, absolutely yes. You're going on a first date. You're going on a couple of dates. You're going to a nice dinner. You're doing a nice event. You're going to wear makeup. Let's put ourselves in the same situation. You get home, you guys go to bed, and then you wake up the next morning. Makeup's not the same. Makeup might be all the way off. Oh, you do not look the same, sweetheart, as you did. Did you have me fooled? Yes. Am I going to get the ick? I don't know. Is it because these platform shoes are a relatively new concept that you guys are uncomfortable with it? I'm not a fan of it personally, but it goes back to the same thing. If girls wear makeup to make themselves feel better or to look better or to enhance whatever it is, I mean, we're just so used to it. That's become the norm. I think these platform shoes that guys are wearing, these TikTok ones, I've seen them. I know exactly which ones you're talking about. This poor fellow wore them. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go speed dating and I'm going to make everybody think that I'm taller than I am. And it's just like, okay, well, what happens when things go right? What happens when you get what you want? You're like, oh, ladies, I'm this tall. I'm this, I'm this handsome. Well, now what are you going to do? Because there ain't no sock platforms. I don't know. It's a shitty situation for her and for him. Because I ultimately feel like there's a doomsday to starting this, right? I can't put on some damn platform shoes and suddenly I'm 6'7", and then I take them off and now I'm just my normal 6'4". Just kidding. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there's gonna come a day where eventually you're gonna see me without my shoes. And I don't know. So do I understand the ick factor? Yes. But could I also not argue, isn't this what girls do with makeup? Isn't this what girls do when they wear their own heels? Isn't this what girls do when they do certain things to enhance their bodies? No problem. It's just become the norm for girls to do it. But when guys are doing it with their platform shoes or whatever it is, I think there's an ick factor. Understandably so, because it's weird. But I think it's also one of those things that maybe somewhere down the road it becomes the norm. I hope it doesn't, because again, there's a doomsday factor to this whole thing. And I can't imagine just becoming normal. And it's just like, yeah, dude, especially if you're like a good looking guy. Imagine like you're a good looking dude. You're going to get the girls. Adding height's only going to add to your confidence. It's only going to add to your looks and your appeal. They're going to want you. Hey, come back to my place. Take off your shoes, honey. I'll leave these on tonight, sweetheart. Maybe after a couple months. Thought it was an interesting question. It's a lot more well written out. I kind of did that one verbatim. But yeah, I mean, you could argue girls are doing the same thing in their own way. Let's go ahead and wrap up this episode with little trivia. You guys are doing good with the trivia. Actually, no, nobody's gotten one right, but that's kind of the fun in it. Let's see if you can do this one right. You know the drill. Folks, 35% of Americans say that they don't do this until after 3 p.m. 35% of Americans say they don't do this until after 3 p.m., which is wild when I tell you what the answer is. What is it? Think about it in the car. If you need to pause me for a second. Here we go. 35% of Americans say they don't do this until after 3 p.m. Drink water. Drink water. Oh my gosh. This is going to be fuel for all the water snobs. Oh my gosh, you got to drink water. And don't get me wrong. I agree. You should drink water. I've gotten a lot better about drinking water, but I don't ever want to become a water snob. Oh, you don't drink that much water? You should be drinking water. I've gotten really good about it because I was really bad about it. I used to be like, yeah, water, whatever. I'll drink juice. I can't do it. I love water now, so I will drink a lot more water without it, being an issue. But I understand that's not the case for everybody. And water snobs love to tell you, oh my gosh, that's all I drink. I don't even drink soda or juice or artificial stuff. It's either coffee or water. It's all I drink. Congratulations. But I will say it is kind of ridiculous to wait until 3 p.m. to drink water. Folks, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This one was a lot of fun to do. So we'll catch you on the flippity flop. Remember, if you haven't subscribed on Instagram, at ILYSayItBackPod, I'm at Vic Radio. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, on Spotify, wherever you listen. Hit that subscribe button. Same thing on YouTube. I love you. Say it back. It's the podcast. Y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueñen con los angelitos. I love you. Mwah.